just a good old boy.
Alright, y'all. Trying to fix the camera here. Hold on. Alright, there we go. We're rolling around, rolling Johnson grass. I'm doing it. This is the field I'm doing the test in. We've got, I've done cut with 17 at 2.5 inches. I've cut some at 9 with 9 knives at, I think it's 5 inches and something, right around 5 inches. And then I'm doing some with no knives, and we're going to see how it does as far as the feed quality. Tractor wise, you can run about, with all 17, I can run about 5.5 to 6 miles an hour is the maximum. I just don't have the tractor to run any faster than that with all 17, and I need a bigger tractor to really run this thing like it can run with baling that many, or slicing with all 17, and I just don't have the horsepower. So it will do, it does fine. It don't overheat or nothing or anything like that. It's 5.5 to 6 miles an hour. It handles it, but I just don't. Today is a bad day for it. We've got the hurricane coming, the one that's down there in Florida. Not, I think, what was it, Zeta? That one's done come through, and it wreaked havoc through our area. We had, the only damage we had on the buildings was it blew one of the walls out on one of the hay sheds, and we've got to put that back, but it's, the wall's still there, but it's just loose. So we've got to nail it back up or screw it in with some long wood screws. And then we've had a ton of trees down. We had a lot of fence damage. If you follow us on Instagram, it's Bagwell_farms on Instagram. There's a lot of short clips over there that you can see that from that, where I showed some of the damage, and then after we fixed it, it was just tree after tree after tree after tree, and these were not little trees, they were huge oaks. And I think what happened was is a lot of the smaller trees have lost a lot of their leaves, but the large oak trees, the hard oaks, white oaks, and stuff like that, had majority of their leaves still on. And when that wind come through, it just ripped them to shreds, and that it put those on the grounds. I did not have one pine down, oddly enough, not one pine. They were all big hard oaks, and that was what was strange, because, and I think, well, like I said, what it was that they had so many leaves still on them that it just tore them in pieces, and it blew and blew and blew. And then one of our farms, one of the guys that the family that we leased the farm from has one of those weather things that catches rainwater, measures the wind speed and everything, and they had clocked it at 80 miles an hour sustained winds where they were at, which I think the highest that the Weather Channel reported was from the storm itself was 50 or 60 in Canton, Georgia, and we're not very far from there, and it was, they said it blew 80 on that farm. And I think the way the trees were down in one area, it looked like maybe a funnel cloud or something was went over there, because there was a line of trees just in one area blown down, and it was a huge mess that we had to clean up. I mean, just one section of the farm, it was just like a funnel cloud went over and never touched down or nothing, but just blew it down, because they were laying in all different directions. I mean, it was just, most of them were going one way, but they were blown across ways too, and just in different directions, almost like it was swirling right there in that one area. And it wreaked havoc on that farm. But we are we finally got all that done. Sorry, my wife's calling me. I gotta call her back. We finally got all that done, and then now we're trying to get the hay done now. Now we've got another hurricane coming this way, or a tropical storm, and we're gonna have to deal with it. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm hoping that it's mostly rain and no wind. But there has been a lot more leaves fall off since then, so maybe it won't be as bad. I do not like it when those things come through, because all the miles of fence that we have, it's now, this one's gonna be here tomorrow dumping a lot of rain. So I've got all this hay on the ground, and I've got to try and get it all baled today before the rain gets here tomorrow. So kind of up against the guns. I was intending on slicing all this at 17 and doing a handful in the other way, but it's just, I can't run 6 miles an hour today. I've got to get on with it. I have to move home today and try to make the best, but the most time I can, because the days are shorter now. It gets dark now at 6, and it's just too short of days to take time to do that. I wish I had a bigger tractor, but I don't. Probably not going to be getting one for a while anyway, at least into the far future, but we'll see. You never know, who knows. But this one's just a little bit short on power. I really want to be in that 120, 130 horsepower range, somewhere in there. If I could get one bigger than that, it'd be nice, but I don't. As far as the affordability of it, I'd love to be around 120, 130 horse tractor, somewhere around 110 at the PTO going forward. And that would be a good tractor for future stuff on the farm to grow and different things into the future, and then to be a long tractor on the farm. This particular tractor, I have pretty well have limited it to just about baling and spraying now, just because of the prices of tractors today. If I had to replace this thing for some reason to pull this baler, it is not going to be cheap. And I've got the other tractors. We have plenty of other tractors to do the other jobs, so I just keep this one mostly on the baler and spraying. That's the two main things I do with this one. That way I don't really run up the hours on it. If we do have to keep using this one, I can probably, hopefully, maybe make it last through this whole the life of this baler, and then maybe we can do something later. Oh boy, that pressure gauge is up. I may have to loosen this thing up some. This hay is green. It's pulling my tractor down a little bit right then. That's with no knives. They look tight, I'll tell you that, but I may have to back it off a little bit, because like I said, the pressure gauge is running on up there pretty close to yellow. I don't want to be in the yellow. I want to kind of keep it in that green area, but I had to back it off some. I'll have to get out and check it in a minute, but anyway, I'd like to have a bigger tractor, but we'll see. Going forward, I want a longer frame tractor if that's at all possible. I really like the 6000 series Massey Ferguson has, the Global series. If we bought new today, with what the options are right now as far as what's there now, it'd probably be a 6713 Global series. It would not have the Dyna 4, unfortunately, but that would kind of fit our budget as far as the tractor expense and the size of tractor I want. I want a longer frame tractor because they ride better, and I do not like these short coupled European tractors. This tractor here is not short. It's a little longer than a lot of tractors are today, but it's not long by any means. I like a long frame tractor because they float better going across the field as far as the ride and everything. And I'm just not a fan of these short coupled European style tractors. I want an American high horsepower, or not high horsepower, but bigger horsepower tractor that's heavy built and that's long. That's what I want going forward. Everything else inside of it, I mean, past a regular manual transmission with a stick shift and 2 spool valves is just a plus. But that's kind of where I want to be at going forward as far as a bale tractor and for us to do other things maybe someday. That's kind of what I want to be in. I would love to have a Dyna transmission with electronic spool valves with a T-handle, loader control, which probably wouldn't even get a loader on a tractor if we do replace this one. I don't think we're ever going to sell this one, but if we do trade, say the McCormick or maybe the 4710 or something eventually, own something, maybe possibly this one, it's not going to have a loader on it. I don't need any more loader tractors. We got plenty of them. Unless I traded the 4710, then it would have a loader on it, because I do use that tractor to load my squares with, and I would need something to replace it with. Either what I would probably do in that instance is if we did trade the 4710, I would put the third function valve on the quickie loader that I have. It's already pre-wired and everything for that. And this joystick's the same as the one that's on, same loader is on the 4710 as this one, or same style loader. And I would just add that valve to this tractor and load square bales with this one if we did go that route and kept this one, because this one does have a loader. It has a Quickie 40 on it. Quickie Q40 loader is what this tractor has on it. And that's probably what we would go with if we did do something like that. I don't know though. We would just have to wait and see how things would go. But I don't know. There's a lot of different options and routes I can take there, but I would like to be in a 6,000. Maybe we'll try to look at something in that range, but right now is what's there. It's looking like a used 6713 Global Series. That's kind of what I'm feeling around currently. Don't know if we'll do new or not. It just kind of depends on what cattle does. If we buy new, cattle have got to go up. That's just when it comes to tractor, because tractors are not cheap, and cattle have got to go up for us to purchase a brand new tractor. Either that, or I'm going to have hay is going to have to get a little better than what it is. Ideally, I hope cattle and hay are doing good, and then we can probably swing a pretty nice tractor for the future, and it's something we can keep for multiple generations. But we'll have to see how things go and the way the cards fall. So anyway, that's enough about all that. I got to get all this hay baled, hopefully before it gets rained on. Thank y'all for watching, and please comment, rate, and subscribe.